Don't pull over. If you do, we have a caution.
Bill Elliott moves aside. Now the spotters up on the roof told Elliott, you got him coming side by side for second place, and Elliott gave room.
Bobby Labonte cannot hold him off. He got on the high side there and didn't have the grip to hold him, and Burton just went right on by.
Now both these drivers figure for the Winston Cup Championship. There's Frank Stoddard, not happy.
Wow.
Jeff Burton's crew chief.
I would say that lap traffic might have had something to do with that when they had to hold back there just a second before that.
Burton is 8th in the Winston Cup points. Bobby Labonte is the point leader. They are 185 points apart in the standings, and both figure to be there at season's end. 16 laps to go. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the defending Busch Series champion, Winston Cup rookie, trying to win in only his 11th start. Ralph?
And Mike, nobody is doing it for him. It's all Dale Earnhardt Jr. All he is getting over the radio is just split times between him and second place, and where the traffic is, he's doing it all by himself. Nobody is coaching him home. And remember one other thing. This would also be the first Winston Cup win for crew chief Tony Erie Sr., who's been around NASCAR racing for many years.
But you wonder if Steve Park, the parent, he's coming into the pits. He was black flag. As I mentioned earlier, those engines comes out of the same shop. Would they get a little nervous about Earnhardt's? Of course, you know, we see it all the time that one engine out of 100 or so might give problems, and probably no big concern. But.
So there is Park, and they'll look at the source of that smoke, see if they can get him back into the race. He's had a great day, but for the bump with Scott Pruitt early on, and the official sends him back out.
Of course, they looked underneath the car to see if it was leaking any oil, and apparently they didn't see him and said, okay, go on back out.
Now that smoke's coming out the tailpipe, so it's something internal. Robert Presley's day appears to be done. Tonight on CBS, Queen Raina of Jordan and guitar god Eric Clapton on 60 Minutes, followed by an all-new Touched by an Angel and Chuck Norris in the CBS Sunday movie The President's Man. That's tonight on CBS. 12 laps to go. Terry Labonte moves past Tony Stewart. That is for 8th place. Dick Berggren.
You were right, Mike. The smoke is coming out of Steve Park's exhaust, both of them. So that's a pretty serious internal problem. The engine was absolutely rattling when he pulled out of pit road here. It'll be a miracle if he makes it to the end.
The motor sound just like him running down pit road with the mic, didn't it?
It's only got to run 16 more miles, and then the warranty's up. Every year since 1994, Winston Cup Racing has had at least one first-time winner. Back in 1997, it was Jeff Burton right here in Texas. And we may be 11 laps from it happening again. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a 3-second lead as the laps tick down, 10 to go.
You know, we were just talking a second ago about Davey Allison. When you win that first race, you may win many more because you have that confidence. Right now, he has the confidence. When he wins, he may win 4 or 5 races this year. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Of course, Tony Stewart had that great season last year as a rookie, won 3 races. And a lot of people thought, well, Earnhardt might be the guy that could come in and duplicate that kind of an effort. Certainly, if he goes on the wins here today, it'll be a giant step towards it.
Like most fathers and sons, there's a bit of a generation gap between Earnhardt and Jr. Dale likes to get up early and go work on his ranch at the crack of dawn. Jr. likes to sleep in until noon, but he'll stay up half the night on the internet.
Yeah, or on his drums. He's a drummer. Yes. He loves to go out. He loves to have fun with kids his own age. I mean, you want to talk about an all-American boy, he's in that 8 car. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, he's played a tattoo on the field here this afternoon. 8 laps to go as he crosses the stripe. There's Kevin LePage on the left of your screen in 5th place. The 12 of Jeremy Mayfield is 6th.
He continues to lengthen his lead. He's up to about 4 seconds now.
We are told that Steve Park had a stuck valve in the engine on the restart. Don't know if he over-revved it between gears or not, but the team feels that will not be of consequence to Dale Jr. His lead's up to 4 seconds. 7 to go. Here's this battle for 5th, and it's tightening up between LePage, the outside pole sitter, and Jeremy Mayfield, who finished 5th here last year.
Jeremy able to hold that low line right there as they're working by Kenny Irwin Jr. as they come off the back to the back straightaway there. They do get closer and closer every lap.
It's 4 seconds. First to second, and a second to third, Bobby Labonte. Rusty Wallace is fourth ahead of this battle. Kevin LePage from Vermont and Kentucky's Mayfield. Stacy Compton being overlapped by Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has had but one top 10 finish this season. Came at Las Vegas where he finished 10th, and only 2 other finishes within the top 20.
But with 2 years in a row where he was Busch Grand National Champion, don't you know all the kids back here that are learning right now in that division are saying, someday I might be like Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, never mind the finishes. I think the key here, buddy, is that Dale Earnhardt Jr. this year in a Winston Cup car has led at all 3 mile-and-a-half racetracks. He led at Las Vegas, he led at Atlanta, and he's well out in front here with 5 laps to go.
A few years back, I watched him run his first race against his father over in Japan, and I'll tell you what, he led a great deal of that race. So it's not just a mile-and-a-half racetrack. This guy is very, very talented.
He has an older brother, Kerry, who also races, and his older sister, Kelly, drove some late model cars for several years.
Kelly beat him before. Kelly was very, very good down in Myrtle Beach where they cut their teeth. The both of them were great drivers.
4 more times around, 4 more time trial style laps for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now 2 seconds separate second and third.
Once Jeff Burton got around Labonte, he just moved away.
Mike, there's something happening in the grandstand. Every person here is standing now. Nobody's sitting anymore. They're standing.
Time to count the cash, buddy.
You know something special is happening right now.
3 laps to go. Well, like father, like son.
And you know he knows what's going on. A lot of pride has to be.
Well, he's moved up where he can almost see now. He's in 7th place himself. Dale Earnhardt Sr. is.
What a day for this great 3rd-generation driver from Kannapolis, North Carolina. White flag, last lap for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yow, don't you know his heart's beating harder than that car's running right now?
His grandfather, Ralph, former national champion, they called him Ironheart because he gave nothing on the racetrack. His father, 7-time Winston Cup champion, once dubbed Ironhead, and then the Intimidator. How about this kid?
He can coast on now, Mike.
Checkered flag. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is Texas Motor Speedway's 2nd first-time Winston Cup winner. Jeff Burton is 2nd. Bobby Labonte 3rd. Rusty Wallace leads Kevin LePage and Jeremy Mayfield to the checkered flag.
You know, there's as much pride in that 3 car as Dale Earnhardt Sr. goes around this racetrack for what this kid has done right now as the kid himself.
And Tony Uri Sr. has been crew chief to both Earnhardts at different times in their career, including Earnhardt Jr.'s Busch National Championship in the Busch Grand National Series. Let's get his thoughts with Ralph.
Tony Uri Sr. has just won his first ever Winston Cup race. Tony, tell me how it feels.
It ain't hit me yet. But that's the way we wanted to win one. We want to come down here. We want to show these guys that we're capable of doing it. It's not just some Busch team that moved up here. It's a great race team right there, and the guys proved it today.
Tell me your feelings about Dale Earnhardt Jr. and what type of driver he is already at this young stage in his career.
Well, he's still learning. It's hard to keep him slowed down, as I guess everybody's seen today. And when his car's good, he's going to show it. And that's the problem we have. When we get in traffic, we got in trouble. Just like the last 3 weeks, we've wrecked 3 race cars. So that's the only thing we got to do is just keep him toned down. He's like a wild horse. You just got to keep him toned down all the time.
Not surprising this young Mustang would get his first win right here at Texas. And Mike, he was yelling and jumping and screaming up and down inside the cockpit of the car, yelling and cheering to all his guys as he crossed the finish.